Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg. In today's video I'm going to give you another Mandalorian Season 2 update, as well as provide you all the news from a galaxy far, far away. But before I get into it, please may I ask you to hit like on this video, to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and also please consider becoming a patron of mine on Patreon. For just $2 a month you can help to support my channel, which helps me come on here every day and give you updates. This channel really wouldn't be possible without the help of my patrons, but without further ado, let's get into the video. So we're going to start today's news update with the most important story of the day, which comes from the Pedro Pascal rumor because there is an update. Over the past few days, there were rumors that Pedro Pascal had left the set of The Mandalorian because of a disagreement with directors. They wanted him to keep the helmet of Mando on, and he wanted to shoot some scenes with the helmet off so that they could see his face. But it turns out this was all a bunch of bull. The reason we can discount these rumors as rumors is because over the past few days on his social media posts, it suggests very strongly that he enjoys being on set and that he's more than happy being in The Mandalorian. What is more than likely to have happened is that he had a disagreement with the directors and maybe he did storm off set, but he did come back. It's not like he quit the show entirely. So I'm going to read to you from this article called "It Really Doesn't Seem Like Pedro Pascal Has Left The Mandalorian." A Star Wars rumor suggested Pedro Pascal left Mando, but his social media post suggests otherwise. Pedro Pascal, the man behind the mask on The Mandalorian, recently shared some social media posts that suggest a recent rumor about his departure might not be true after all. Pedro Pascal posted photos to his Instagram account that celebrate Ludwig Göransson, who created the series' Emmy-nominated score. Grace Randolph, who has reported on Star Wars rumors before, said that Pascal left production of The Mandalorian after he had numerous disagreements with the creative team and went to the studio behind their backs to plead his case, which allegedly resulted in the former Game of Thrones star being given his marching orders. But the new photos suggest Pascal might not have had issues with the mask to begin with. The images confirm that Pascal really didn't mind wearing Mando's helmet on a regular basis, even when he was trying his hand at conducting an orchestra per epicstream.com. The Mandalorian performed rather well with the Emmy Awards, snagging a few trophies relating to editing, mixing and sound. The Mandalorian won awards in many categories, including Outstanding Special Digital Effects, as well as Cinematography for Single Camera Series. So what do you make of this article? Well, quite simply in my mind, Grace Randolph has got it wrong once again. I bought into the rumors kind of late. At first I thought it was all BS, and it did turn out to be BS, but the reason I kind of started buying into it at first is because a lot of media outlets were following on this rumor. Again guys, like I said in yesterday's video, don't listen to rumors. I mean, take them with a grain of salt and you can have wishful thinking. But more often than not, these rumours just turn out to be flat out incorrect. And there we go, Pedro Pascal is on the set of The Mandalorian and he's more than happy to stay. And now we move on to an article about everyone's favourite character, guys. It's Rey Skywalker. I'm obviously fucking kidding. So according to a couple of sites like Express and Cinema Blend, Rey's solo spin-off film will include Broom Boy from The Last Jedi. Now if you're like me, I was like, hang on a minute, Rey has a solo spin-off film coming up? Well, apparently so, and it is rumoured to be one of the upcoming Lucasfilm projects. But yeah, unfortunately, this might actually be true. Now, I understand a lot of people in my audience are sequels fans, and you know what? As standalone films, I didn't really have too much of a problem with them. And I respect everyone's opinions, including the people who really vehemently hate it. But come on, have Lucasfilm not learned anything about Star Wars fans after the failures of the sequel trilogy? Does anyone genuinely want a Rey Skywalker solo spin-off? And at this stage, this is where everyone's going to comment, Rey Skywalker, how dare you put Skywalker next to Rey? Look, I'm just going off what Lucasfilm call her on the Wikipedia page, but let's call her Rey Palpatine, if that makes you feel any better. So let's get into this article. Star Wars reports of a solo movie for Rey claim that an X-Men star has been cast as the adult version of the Force-sensitive Broom Boy orphan from The Last Jedi. Remember that scene at the end of The Last Jedi? The adorable Moppet stale boy at the casino on Canto Bight, who used the Force to bring his brush to him? Well, apparently Broom Boy is back in this Rey solo spin-off film, and Rey went from expected Skywalker to apparent orphan, and then back to Palpatine heir, and then self-professed Skywalker. But persistent rumors suggest that she will go on to embrace and train a new type of Jedi, including at last the grown-up Broom Boy. I just want to give my thoughts on this. What really bothers me the most is even people who liked the sequels and who liked The Rise of Skywalker, I don't think anyone truly enjoyed the fact that Rey gave herself the name of Skywalker at the end. And even more so, what in the world are they going to talk about in a solo spin-off film of Rey after The Rise of Skywalker? The only way this film would have been interesting is if Rey adopted the name Palpatine and, rebranded what a Palpatine was and was proud of where she came from. Throughout the whole of The Rise of Skywalker, the theme is be proud of who you are. Well, she should have reclaimed the name Palpatine, and perhaps a sequel film of the sequels would have been interesting. Perhaps if Rey was a Palpatine and even turned to the dark side and, caved into that anger, that would have been a very fascinating spin-off film. But what in the world are they going to do with this, and who is this even for? Nobody wants this. I'm sorry to say, but pretty much nobody wants this Star Wars film to even become a thing. Now, I understand that Daisy Ridley's been speaking a lot lately about how Episode 9 was a bit of an embarrassment when it came to the planning, and how they weren't sure what Rey was going to be until pretty much the last minute. They tampered with perhaps the fact that she was a Kenobi and some other weird lineages, and even they would have been far more interesting. I think the Palpatine lineage could have been done right, but they just completely butchered it, and at the end calling herself a Skywalker was the biggest middle finger to all Star Wars fans. At least original trilogy fans and prequel trilogy fans could finally reunite and say, yeah, no, you know what, that's a piece of garbage. And the ending of The Rise of Skywalker was. Now, I've said a few times on my channel that I think The Rise of Skywalker was the best of the 3 sequels, but the ending of that was probably one of the most atrocious parts of any Star Wars piece of media that's ever been created. I really hope this is just a rumor though, but if it's real, I am very, very curious to go and hate watch this. But you know how people said that after Episode 9 Star Wars died, this would be spitting on its grave, because like I said, nobody wants this film. Anyway, let's move on. So the final piece of news I have for you guys today comes from the upcoming Kenobi series, and this is from comicbook.com, and it states, Star Wars rumoured Rogue One prequel and Obi-Wan series shooting details hint at 2022 release instead of 2021. A number of factors have impeded the progress on Star Wars TV series, with the pandemic being the major cause of problems behind the scenes on the Rogue One Star Wars story prequel series and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, with a new rumour from Bespin Bulletin shedding light on how the 2 series could debut in 2022 instead of 2021. Prior to the pandemic, reports emerged that the Obi-Wan series was undergoing some creative changes, regardless of the pandemic, while the series focusing on Cassian Andor and K2SO were rumoured to have already started filming earlier this year when the pandemic thwarted those plans. So this is a quote. They were touring summer-fall 2021 up until the delay for Cassian. Bespin Bulletin shared this on Twitter. They say, I believe Cassian is filming until July 2021. Kenobi should wrap up around the same time, maybe a month later. So spring, summer and fall seems right for Star Wars D+ stuff in 2022. Exciting times. Of course they mean Disney+. Just this week it was confirmed that Tony Gilroy, who was slated to direct the Rogue One prequel, was being replaced by Black Mirror director Toby Haynes. Understandably, this caused some concerns for fans that there might be troubles with the production, though it was confirmed that the reason was due to travel restrictions caused by the current situation, as Gilroy lives in New York while Haynes is based in the United Kingdom, where the series is shooting. The production won't entirely be unpended, as Gilroy endorsed the filmmaker, and with Haynes having previously been tapped to direct later entries into the series, with Gilroy still serving as the series showrunner as an executive producer. The Obi-Wan series shift in leadership, however, was seemingly based more on the show's creative direction. Ewan McGregor confirmed he was returning to the role for the first time since Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, and back in 2019, rumours suggested that the series could start shooting this summer. Earlier this year, McGregor confirmed that the scripts for the project were being re-evaluated to ensure the best story possible, as other sources noted that the length of the series were being pared down from its original plans. So I spoke about this a little bit yesterday, but I'll mention it again today. I really like that Lucasfilm seem to have learned a lot about their planning mistakes in the past. They seem to be re-evaluating, different scripts, different plot points. This is what we want. Particularly with the Disney Plus shows like The Mandalorian and Kenobi, Mando is already planning its 4th season. They have a story arc that really stretches in a very appropriate, well-timed way. And I really think that with Kenobi, they're going to do exactly the same thing. I'd rather have to wait a few months or even a year longer for an amazing Star Wars story instead of having them rush it and then, they just release it whenever, they have a pile of something to put out, a product. So, yeah, it's another year to wait for the Kenobi series. We have 2 years now before we can expect to see that, according to this rumor. If we get it sooner, great, but I think it's going to be absolutely epic. And I think that's a story arc all Star Wars fans can agree will be absolutely fascinating. What did Obi-Wan get up to on Tatooine prior to the events of A New Hope, when he, started training Luke and when he died at the hands of Darth Vader? I do have an entire video about everything that Obi-Wan ate, so do check that out on my channel. But except for that, that is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed my update. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Once again, please consider becoming a patron of mine on Patreon. I have 2 current tiers, a $2 tier and a $10 tier, and they really help to support my channel so that I can keep making videos for you guys on a daily basis. So I'm Star Wars Meg, and I wish you a fantastic rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.